Всем привет, с вами снова Индиана, и думаю, что можно начинать играть в диско Elysium. Игра 2019 года, но у меня версия из Final Cut 2021 года. Вот. И купленная в Steam на распродаже. Очень хорошая скидка сейчас на эту игру. Прям очень хорошая скидка. Чуть ли не за бесценок отдают. Рекомендую, крайне рекомендую. Там до 5 февраля, кажется, распродажа. Обязательно приобрести и обязательно в это поиграть. Я уже начинала сегодня, пробовала, тестировала, так сказать, игру днем. И то, что я увидела, сколько там, за 20 минут, мне это очень крайне сильно, категорически, экстремально понравилось. Отлично, просто отлично. Очень интересно. Я надеюсь, что оно так и продолжится, что оно так и будет интересно. Диалоги вообще, конечно, какой-то шедевр. Вот. Ну и вот, что же у нас? Сегодня мы поиграли за мыслителя. Ну, конечно, всего 20 минут, конечно, поиграла. Там диалогов только на 10 минут было из этого. Точнее сказать, не диалога, а интро, вступление было. Очень долгое. Можем попробовать кого-нибудь другое, да? Интуиция 5, 2, физический 2. Физически очень плохо, да? Грубая сила плюс 0. Есть медиум, у которой интеллект вообще, конечно, на уровне тубреки. То есть мы тупые. И спортсмен тоже тупой. Зато физуха у него. Ну и моторика. Мое почтение. Можно, конечно, взять медиум. Медиум он такой. Медиум. Не в том, что там медиум, да, а то, что он средний. Среднячок. Медиум. Психика. Плюс 5. Имеет развитые психологические способности. Обаятельный, но не уравновешенный. Конечно, можно создать свой персонаж. Честно говоря, что-то как-то не хочется создавать собственного персонажа, потому что, ну, камон. Привет, здоров, Арес. Через час подойду, приятной игры и позже поздороваемся. Хорошо. Как скажешь. Через час, так через час. Так. Кого же выбрать? Есть спортсмен, отлично развит физические взаимодействия с окружающим миром, используя свое тело. Исполнительный, но тупой. То есть нам надо будет немного логику подкачать, да, потому что мы вообще... Давай возьмем вот то, что мы начинали. Все-таки мне интересно. Демоны ярости живут в зеркалах. Они здесь как дома. Даже в самой... Почему я не успеваю читать это все? Стрим прям очень сильно отстает. Ладно.
There is nothing, only warm primordial blackness. Your conscious ferments in it, no larger than a single grain of malt. You don't have to do anything anymore.
Это говорит древний рептильный мозг.
Ever. Never, ever.
просто не сыщет.
an inordinate amount of time passes. It is utterly void of struggle. No ex-wives are contained within it.
Там что-то про женщин, да? Шикарно, нет бывших жен.
Yes, it is. You got it, sweet brother. Nothing upon nothing upon nothing. Coming right up, sir. Smooth passage. Do you really? You wouldn't like it if I told you what was back there. Why'd you think you had to bludgeon yourself
Это
into
же
oblivion?
лимбическая система сама разговаривает.
Or did you not sense yourself marinating? Poured so much on yourself. Got a bit carried away, did we, chef?
Если я скажу тебе, что... Блин, мне нужно что-то делать с этим. Он мне мешается. Куда бы его сюда можешь поставить? Давай сюда поставим. Так, почему думаешь, ты заколотил себе в небытии? Или ты не почувствовал, как замариновался? Столько на себя взял. Немного перегнул палку. А шеф? Мне плевать, я идиот, отважный и слабоумный. Отвага и слабоумие — это про нас.
Somewhere in the sore, bloated man meet around you. A sensation. Like a fly to the ointment, your conscience sticks to it. The limbed and headed machine of pain and undignified suffering is firing up again. It wants to walk the desert, hurting, longing, dancing to disco music.
Диск — это же 80-е же, да? Или 70-е все-таки? Я что-то забыла. Мать моя женщина. Да мне же на шее голова присажена, а я внутри нее.
The stench of liquor rises from your mouth, and with it, an ungodly headache. A fiery streak penetrates your skull, trying to
Опять
force your
металлические
eyes
запевы
open.
на заднем фоне.
It's a sound, a clarion call from hell.
Это просто электрогитара.
Somehow, you know what it is. A caprice can name a motor carriage.
Так.
This fan has two chain pull switches. One ends in a
Так, ну
tiny
мы
fan.
по-любому не
The other,
сможем.
the blades come squeaking to a halt. It should be easier to reach the timing.
И
You
забираем
swoop
наш
up and catch the
ошейник.
time. Snap. It's released from the blade. What you have in your hand is a truly hideous thing. A terrible mistake. Turn the lights off. Your eyes burn with photosensitivity.
Большая бутылка красного командора. Совершенно пустая. Красный командор. Кажется, такое вино по-настоящему есть. Красный командор. Ну, не знаю, по крайней мере, что-то очень знакомое. Воняет здесь просто неописуемо. Эпитетом, который приходит в голову, позавидовал бы любой поэт. Ванна заполнена бутылками из-под вина, пива и ликеров. Ну, как обычно, А чем же еще, да? Ну, это же ванна. Действительно. Там и место вполне. Рубашечка. Штаны, кстати, ой, боже мой, штаны. Трусы еле как на нас держатся. Прям они вот на какой-то неизвестной силе. Еще чуть-чуть, и они просто спадут с нас. Вот рубашку надели, уже получше выглядим.
A mirror hangs above a bent and broken sink. In a fierce discharge of masculine energy, someone has ripped half the faucet off.
Фосет, это же не вентиль. Там кто-то сорвал кран. Сам прям. Ну ладно.
Was this not the same Eno that founds empires and lays waste to cities, virile, uncaring towards the little things? Probably not, no. Hot water sprays from the faucet's base, and steam covers the mirror. You cannot see yourself, just a vague impression of a man.
Вот даже они сами себе противоречат. Из оставшихся от вентиля трубы бьет горячая вода. Но опять же, я не буду ничего говорить, придираться, потому что это делали там какие-то, не знаю, кучка... Ладно, кучка это немного пренебрежительно. Ничего не имеют такого как бы негативного к ним. Это группа каких-то переводчиков, которые делали перевод. Ну, поэтому оно-то все-таки и шрифт такой кривой. И, ну и сам перевод тоже немного... Ну да, херси. Главное, чтобы было понятно, да? Они доносят суть, и это главное. Скажем так.
Suddenly, you realize you have no memory of the face that awaits you there, underneath the soft vapor. As you slowly reach your hand towards the surface of the mirror.
Покажи свой боевой оскал.
Abort. You clearly have not thought this through. You won't like what you see there, and you will never unbecome it.
К черту, смотрим.
Behold.
Чё? Рожа как рожа, господи. Да многое хуже видела рожи.
You have no idea who this thing is, do you?
Это лицо запойного алкоголика.
Too late. You clearly have rigor mortis on your face. Or wait, is that an expression? Are you trying to make an expression with that face? Why?
Я без понятия,
Please
да?
stop. It's horrible. You're scaring yourself.
В смысле? Нет. Дальше улыбаемся и машем, да?
You can't, can you? It's like it's not even voluntary anymore. You have worn that grin into your face, and now it won't come off. What does it even mean? What is the emotion you're trying to convey?
Так, в прошлый раз выбирал ее суперзвездную. Так, что у нас, господи? Да не знаю. Неописуемый. По-моему, это гримаса с зазывным намеком, если она для дам. И как бы даю понять, что заслуживает сочувствия. Ой, не, херня какая-то. Это гримаса боли. Я не Макс Пейн. Так что мы выберем для дам.
Please promise yourself you are not going to try it on any of the ladies, whatever happens.
Конечно.
You liar. You can't even tell the truth to yourself. Go ahead. Try something.
Так, нырнуть в пучины разума в поисках источника гримасы. Равные шансы. 58%. Ну, тут вообще никаких шансов.
Like the rest of you, it comes from a bad place somewhere
получилось.
in the past. That's all you know for now.
А народом из чего-то дурного в прошлом, как и все остальное, что есть в тебе. Больше ты пока не знаешь.
It's too late. Like an image on film. The expression. belongs to your primary motor cortex. It would take a minor neurological miracle for you to cease producing it.
Ну, ясно. Так, там закрыто. Зеркало. Да, персонажу прям, конечно, очень хреново. Штаны за 40 гривен. Дискоблейзер. Так.
You hear a jingle. Keys are clinking in the pocket of your flare-cut pants. It says whirling in rags on the aluminium keyring. There is a single key on the ring. The number 1 is etched on it. It should open the door.
На алюминиевом брелке написано «Танцы в тряпье». На кольце всего один ключ цифры 1. Должен подойти.
The whirling in rags is a hostel cafeteria on the urban coast, frequented by dock workers.
Окей. Похоже, кто-то вырыл пленку, пока играла песня. Катушечный магнитофон все еще включен, но пленки в нем нет. Там еще какая-то хрень есть. Ботинки. А это только одна туфля. Левая. Шляпа, очки, перчатки. Ну ок. Так, а где вторая?
The window stands broken in its frame. Cold wind blows in. The shards face outward. Whatever broke this window came from the inside.
Ой, извините. Так, что там? Удар был изнутри. То есть это мы что-то изнутри выкинули.
A fine web of scarring covers the back of your right hand, but none of it is recent.
Это была левая туфля. Или правая. Какую мы нашли? А мы нашли вроде бы левую. Значит, она правая, наверное, улетела.
More likely a projectile than a held object. There are no fragments on the floor from pulling a tool back in after impact. It is too large for a bullet, yet too small for a piece of furniture. You're looking for something heavy and larger than your fist.
Как раз я не могу найти одну.
The single green shoe you found fits the hole almost as well as your foot. It would have also been heavy enough if thrown with force.
Видите? Не зря проходила столько игр про Шерлока Холмса. Не зря, видите? Как я сразу догадалась, что это туфля. Ну а что, да? Одна есть, нашли, второй нету нигде. Значит, это туфля вылетела. Чьи туфля?
Congratulations. You smashed the window with your own shoe. Now you only have one. If you're lucky, you could still find the other one on the balcony outside. The door to it should be outside your room.
Может, это не я? Заберу
The cool
ботинок.
wind gushes in. Your toes curl up from the cold.
Ну, в общем-то, все. Камерой я не могу двигать, да? Как в стратегиях. Тогда выходим. Забираем нашу туфельку у Золушки. Золушка ж, да, что с туфелькой бегала. 6 апрель. Минус 9. Что это за 6 апрель? Ига у нас минус 4. Будьте внимательны на дороге. Март 51-го года. Блин, я же... Вот опять же, я в прошлый раз сказала, что это, да? И вот.
Hello,
Девушка.
officer.
The young woman raises a cigarette to her lips.
Классе. Мисс танцовщица Оранская. Звучит прям как титул какой-то.
Her eyes are brown, and her face is speckled with birthmarks. She can't be more than 28.
Но она меня младше, да. Боже, какой я старый человек.
A silver jumpsuit falls off her like scale armor, sparkling. This is the sparkle of too many nights out on the city.
У нас еще, оказывается, наверное, амнезия. Да, начальник, вы на меня работаете? Просто не, зачем? Поговорим.
No.
В смысле, ну, когда... Чё? А зачем ты назвал меня начальником? Ну... Да.
Because you're a police officer, sir.
А. Да вы гоните.
I'm not. Unless you've been shitting us all this time.
Так, блять, мы, похоже, походу бухали и говорили всякую чепуху. Получается, да? Вот черт. Блин.
You've been here for 3 days. On
Четвертый день
official
уже
police
пьем.
business, no less.
Господи. Четвертый день не просыхаем. Какой кошмар. Так, секунду. Секунду. Мне написали. Нужно ответить. Четвертый день по полицейскому вопросу с ваших слов. И что это за вопрос?
Couldn't say. In truth, so far, mostly drinking.
Ну, да.
You have no doubt about the drinking. But do you strike yourself as a tight-lipped drunk? She must have heard something.
Так, в ответы, варианты. Мозги мне, положим, отшибло. Не помню ни кто я, ни где, ни что такое купре кинема, ни на что похож ее звук. Почему я не помню, как работал копом? Да вообще ничего не помню. Кому в этом грешном мире хватило бы идиотизма допустить меня до охраны?
Don't be so harsh on yourself. They let almost anyone be a police officer.
Внушение красной сложно. Низкие шансы вообще просто. Попытка не пытка.
The words have already
Ой,
left your
блин.
mouth.
Конечно. Откатиться тут нельзя, да?
What was that? That's not even how words are used. What did you say? Come on. Say it again. No. You see, that's not what you said. You said... Come on, man. Pretty, please. One more time. Goddamn right you did. You crazy asshole, you. What kind of cop are you?
Да хер его знает. Якоб апокалипсиса.
Has the time come already?
Да, от полного коллапса реальности нас отделяет считанные минуты.
You're one intense cop. Anyone ever tell you that?
Да вообще королева драмы. О,
All right, then. Looks like I should go and prepare for what's to come. And thank you. This has been delightful. I do hope it happens sooner. Otherwise, it's gonna suck for you later when you have to interrogate me. And for the record, no, I didn't do it.
чё? Окей. Похоже, она оставила в пепельнице отличный длинный окурок. Еще дымится. Так, ну на балкон отсюда не попасть, да? Или попасть? Так. Ох, что такое все яркое. От запаха моря становится дурно. Да ладно, море отлично пахнет. Ты чё? А вот и наш ботинок. Тебя омывает порыв соленого ветра.
There they both are. Two identical shoes, both copiously green and indiscriminately snakeskin, reunited on your feet, like two baby crocodiles.
Коп не может носить ботинки из змеиной кожи? А почему?
Good, they're balanced, comfy. Feels like the only good thing about you right now, truth be told.
Окей. Ну все, больше тут ничего нету.
The door is closed. This door can only be opened with a key or from the inside. There is no answer. You hear the shower being turned on somewhere inside.
А может быть, да,
The
все-таки?
door is closed. Still no answer. Still nothing. Still nothing. Still nothing.
Ладно. Выпущенное в выходные издание сатирической газеты «Тромплемент». Заголовки на первой странице теперь ни о чем не говорят. Странно. Странно. Слишком много странностей и странных слов. Так. Летний вход закрыт на зиму. Сюда обычно ставят текст песни. Да ладно. Старый добрый микрофон для караоке так и ждет, чтобы кто-нибудь спел в него. Нет уж, спеть мы не будем. Колонка подключены к радиоприемнику. Музыка то и дело прерывается помехами.
You should totally sing karaoke here, the first chance you get. Your emotions need to be expressed. People need to know your vast, oceanic soul. Of course, at this point, precise measurements of your soul can only be performed from the outside. It needs to be heard through a PA system by other people. You should sing the sad small church song from that tape you found.
Ой, не
Thought it was obvious.
Нет, нет. Нет, да,
No,
радостная.
no, don't sing the happy song. It's stupid. Sing the sad song. It's profound. You
Нет.
would need another copy of the tape first, though. The one upstairs is destroyed.
Не буду я петь грустные песни.
A man in his late 20s stands behind the counter, inspecting a stuffed seabird. As you approach, he gives you a sideways glance, then looks down again.
Гард, управляющий кафетерием.
Everything is cool between you and this guy. He's a big fan. Make some small talk.
Эмпатия, неудача. Ты бушмен? А, да ладно, он просто стоит за стойкой, да?
A competent work of taxidermy. The white and brown seabird lies among piles of coasters and drying mugs. One of its wings broken. The man is trying to mend it. Looks like the bird was ripped off the shield that was used to mount it, most likely on a wall.
А где эта птица? А, вот. Орел какой-то, что ли, или беркут?
This is the great skua. The seabird
Ну,
is
да.
the symbol for the discovery of the Insulindian Isola, the part of the world you are in right now.
Хорошо, что мы умный.
The small steel tag says as much. The great skua. Steacoarius skua.
Это же большой поморник, да? Ну, если мы умные, давайте умничать до последнего.
Look, your buddy is over there. Why don't you go and talk to him, okay?
He pretends not to hear you, concentrating on the bird instead.
No, I'm not the bartender. I'm the cafeteria manager.
А, ну, простите.
He's very animated all of a sudden. This seems like a touchy subject.
Выглядишь как бармен. А в чем разница?
I have 3 cafeterias to manage. 3. Sylvie tends the bar here, not me. I'm only standing in.
Ну ладно.
She just, you know.
Нет, не понимаю.
His eyes dart from left to right. This man isn't lying, but he is hiding something.
Давай доканчивай. Она просто что?
So now you're a cop. Oh, forget it.
Чё с ним не так?
A competent work of taxidermy. Looks like this is the great skua. The small
Давай еще
steel
что-нибудь
tag
попробуем.
says as much. The great skua.
Look, your buddy is over. Why don't you go and talk to him, okay?
He pretends not to hear you, concentrating.
Ну, не хочет со мной говорить. Ладно, пишу тебе. Меню стерто. Единственное слово на доске — понедельник. День тяжелый. Вчерашнее меню написано женским почерком. Сегодня начал писать мужчина. Как ее там звали? Короче, как-то девушка, которую как-то звали, и она отсутствует. Она была барменом, но теперь ее больше нет. Видимо, это она писала меню, а теперь он пишет. Видимо, она пропала. Кулер с водой. Крупный пузырек поднимается на поверхность. Ага, хорошо. Дверь закрыта на замок. Объявление: до 13:00 вход на кухню только для персонала. С кухни донес тихое урчание электрической соковыжималки. Кто-то работает. Ну, понятно. На кухне всегда кто-нибудь работает. Внутри виднеются атрибуты профсоюза. Плакаты, забастовки, красные вымпелы. Красные вымпелы? Плакаты, забастовки? Советский Союз? Коммунизм? Объявление. Зал зарезервирован для членов профсоюза. Открывается в 4 часа. Ну, я же говорю. Коммунисты? Этот автомат королевского пинбола не подключен.
Hello, sweetie.
Она на картинке старая, а тут не скажешь так в самой игре.
You shouldn't keep your colleague waiting.
Чё, они так все обо мне все знают? Немного напрягает. Я пока все не обойду, вообще никуда не двинусь. Кто-то прокинул бутылку рома. Прекрасная темная жидкость вытекает из нее. Ром. Это Бакарди. Бакарди Спайси? Или Оукхарт? Спящий портовый рабочий. Мужчина спит, привалившись к столу. На нем спущенный рабочий комбинезон. Сапоги измазаны засохшей грязью. На спине овальный логотип с деревом и надписью Wild Pines. Дикие... Ой, блин. Нет, это пайк. А Pines ели? Сосны.
A colourful piece of plastic is dangling from his carabiner. Makes your fingers itch. On the counter, rolled out of his open hand, you see a blister pack of headache medicine.
Разбудить. А зачем нам его будить?
It's a dock worker's ID, doubling as a shift card and a job permit. A young, able-bodied man stares back at you from the photo. Santiago S. John.
Высокие шансы. Возьму таблетки
The
сначала.
man does not mind. You probably need them more than he does.
You've just picked up some magnesium. This item is stored in the bottom left corner of the screen above your character portrait. Use magnesium to heal your morale if you have morale damage.
Вы только что взяли магний, он хранится в нижнем левом углу экрана над портретом персонажа. Вот он. Да вроде бы нормально. Вот здоровье у меня да. Хорошо. Че, украдем?
Your fingers find
Ah.
their way into the shackle, flicking open its spring-loaded gate. The metal loop holds the plastic ID and a leather-bound pocketbook.
А мужик что?
The
Ничего.
man emits a loud snore. Is he about to wake up? Doesn't look like it, but you never know. Better be quick. You find a black paper note with a woman's profile on it. Seems like this woman lived centuries ago. The note says 5 real. It feels nice and greasy.
Блин, я не знаю. А давай документ
You
украдем.
slip the plastic ID card out of the loop and pocket it. The man continues to snore.
Какие мы нехорошие
Just for
люди.
the record, you look nothing like the man on the document.
Я понимаю, но воровская судьба вот прям и тянется, чтобы что-то украсть.
The sleeping dock worker has little to say about your actions. He remains silent.
Сваливаем. Да, конечно. Честно говоря, не очень хорошо поступили с мужчиной. Но... А вдруг нам понадобится этот документ? Кто его знает? Я очень такой рациональный человек, да?
A bespectacled man in an orange bomber jacket is tapping his foot on the floor. Looks like he's waiting for someone.
Ким
You.
Куцараги. Забавно, что Куцараги это как бы японская фамилия, да? А Ким корейское имя. Помесь корейца и японца. Впервые такое вижу.
As you approach, he narrows his eyes and extends his hand in greeting. On the sleeve of his bomber jacket, as well as on its back, are the same enigmatic white rectangles as on your blazer.
Я думаю, он будет просто кланяться, а не давать руку. Ну, как все азиаты.
Hello, I'm Kim Kitsuragi, Lieutenant, Prison 57. You must be from the 41st.
А мы реально коп.
You realize he's waiting for your name.
Короче, я не знаю, как меня зовут, да?
Concentration makes you squint your eyes. Your name should be deep gold and orange, like a forest fire looming on the horizon, but mixed with the stench of liquor rising from your breath. You're 2 steps closer to it, but there are still many to go.
Я промолчу.
It looks like we had a little scheduling error on Sunday. Saturday too, actually. Have you had time to talk to the manager here?
Да, и он не захотел с нами говорить. Логично.
What he means is, he has been trying to meet up with you for 2 days, but you have been otherwise occupied.
Ну, мы 4 дня бухали тут, конечно. Вообще, конечно, молодцы.
If you don't mind, we should talk to him again. Ask him for a rundown of the area. Now that I'm here as well. I understand the scene is out back, right? It also wouldn't hurt to assure him the police are finally here. In full force, I mean. Have you mapped out the initial interviews?
Продумали мы первичный опрос? Конечно.
Good. But even if you
Конечно.
haven't, we'll have time for that after we take a look
Думаешь,
at the coroner's case.
все схвачено, все продумано. Сейчас что-то на ходу симпровизируем.
Have you removed the dead body from the tree?
Нет.
So, the body is still in the tree,
Я не знаю.
where it has been hanging for 7 days straight. We should go there as soon as we are done talking to the owner.
Я ничего не помню.
I can see you drank last night and the night before, and that you are still drunk now. But I have seen officers go through worse. Much worse.
У меня напарник азиат. Господи, вот ж повезло.
If you need something for your headache, there is a general store nearby. But as I said, the dead body should be our #1 concern. I was sent here to meet a detective from Precinct 41. You have the insignia of the Citizens Militia on your sleeve and on your back.
И
I suppose you could be impersonating him. You could have gotten the insignia from the black market or forged it. But for now, I'm going to set those possibilities
ну,
aside. I'm not from the
короче
Inspectorate
говоря,
General.
ему похер.
Inspectorate General means internal affairs. What he's saying is, he's not from the rat squad and isn't
Ну, я чё
supposed to
говорю.
suspect such things.
Yes, but I'm not them. I'm from criminal investigation. Yes. They are not just white rectangles. They bear a halogen watermark with the letters RCM and a pattern resembling the street grid of Revachol West.
Я пока что ничего ни хрена не понимаю, что
I would
происходит.
ask you to step into the headlights of my motor carriage, but again, it's none of my concern. I just need you to do your job. You mean you don't have a badge?
Когда... Ну, в чем врать, да? Наверное, не будем ему врать.
Losing your identification card is a serious matter. My vehicle has a shortwave. You can use it to report your badge missing. I would advise you to locate it as quickly as possible. But getting the body down should still take precedence. Talk to the manager. Then we go out back and take the body down. We all feel that way sometimes. There is no such thing as a
Он
police officer,
непробиваемый.
I'm afraid.
And then,
Понятно.
soon after, dead bodies would be dangling from all the trees. A bespectacled man in an orange bomber jacket has folded up his newspaper and is now tapping his foot on the floor.
After
Пошли.
you, officer.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi is now in your party. You can talk to him whenever by interacting with him.
Окей. Ох, у нас задание тут появилось. Спеть караоке, сообщить, что уже потеряли удостоверение. Окей. На заднем дворе. Пошли.
The man with the unimpressive beard notices you approaching. He drops the ledger he was holding and turns to the lieutenant.
Mr. Gart, right? You run this place.
Yes.
I am Kim Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. This is an inter-district investigation, so joining me from Precinct 41...
Не знает мы, я сама не знаю. Предвестник краха. Что золотой и оранжевый окилистый пожар да пахнет спиртом.
What? I have no idea what that means.
Боже, какие мы долбоебы. Забей, короче.
Never mind. Gloaming? What is this? Is this what you get when you call the police now? This guy? Lieutenant, we've been waiting for a week here.
О, боже мой. Какой кошмар. Лучше бы мы промолчали.
Sir, I understand your concern, but we are here to do a job. And for us to do it, I need you to stay calm.
Yes, of course.
I know it took us a while to arrive at the scene, but it also took you a while to call us. It was you who placed the call, correct?
No, I only just got here. It was probably Sylvie who called you. She usually works the bar here. I'm only temporarily taking over her duties.
Do you have her number?
As a matter of fact, I do.
This sounds like something you can use to call this Sylvie later.
You said you just got here. From where? Are you a local?
What, of Martinez? No. I live in Jamrock. I only sometimes come here to keep an eye on the place. This is just one of the many cafeterias I manage.
Ой, он постоянно это будет говорить и хвастаться этим.
But you still know your way around, yes? In case we need directions.
Yes, I know where some things are, but as I said, I don't live here. I just used to work here. And I'm not going to start working here again, if that's what you think.
I didn't imply that. Detective,
He probably means this is where you step in and ask your questions.
Так. Ага, вопросы.
His face expresses profound doubt in your having this.
И да ладно. Чё прям так сразу?
Ask him about the body's location before asking if he killed him. People give up information in the more innocuous question, which you can later use in the more sinister ones, not vice versa.
Ну да.
Behind this building, there's a courtyard. They hoisted him up on a tree there. That's easy. See that door there? First you exit through that. Then to your right, you should see a big hole in the fence. A really big one. You can get to the courtyard through there. No need for the keys. The hole is big enough for the Franco-Nigerian cavalry to fit through.
This man means the heavy cavalry of the innocents Franco-Negro, sweeping over the plains and nations of the enemies of mankind. 5th century style. Unified currency and the concept of cool came in their wake. They wore lamella and carried guns. But first and foremost, Franco-Nigerian heavy cavalry was really, really wide. That hole in the fence must be enormous.
Какие метафоры, какие сравнения. Господи.
Haven't you asked me that already? What is it with you and this woman? She has nothing to do with this. Okay, you got me. She went away because of the dead body out back. And because I asked for her number. That's why Sylvie went away. I hope you appreciate that.
Что? Она не здесь, потому что за зданием болтается труп, ну ладно. Потому что я попросила у нее телефон. Домогался, что ли?
Thank you.
I asked an employee out. She didn't want to come, but felt obliged to. It was a bad
Ну, о чем я и
idea.
говорю, да?
Now, what is so goddamn fascinating about that for you? It's got nothing to do with the lynching.
Бесит меня это, я феминист. Ну, просто я недотошный, я дышный. Откройте форточку.
Good for you. Was there something else? I'd like to get back to what I was doing.
Кто его убил?
I don't know who killed him. I'm not the police. That's your job.
This is it. He said they hoisted him up on a tree. Who is this they, if he doesn't know?
Это его убил.
Oh, people are saying it was the union dock workers, that it was a lynching.
Кто именно говорит?
The locals, the customers, the people who eat here, a lot of dock workers eat here. Sylvie told me everyone knows the dock workers did it.
Did the debarders themselves tell her this, or is it a rumor?
I don't really know. You'll have to ask her.
Честно говоря, я пока ничего не понимаю, да? Труп нашли, который на дереве висит. Кто-то его линчевал, да, походу. Ну, кто-то, короче, его повесил. Ой. Какие-то докеры, какой-то портовый городок. Где мы находимся? Что происходит?
I would suppose it's because they have nothing better to do.
You mean the strike?
Yes, the strike. The man they hanged was a security guard for the harbour company, I hear. A mercenary. The unionistas probably thought they'd send a message.
The lieutenant turns the page in the little notebook he's been scribbling in.
Ну все.
Let's go.
Not so fast. You owe me 130 real.
Чего?
As you blow this joint, behind you, a whiny voice shouts.
Ну, успешно.
Real mature, man. Real mature.
Я только об этом подумала. Я только об этом подумала. Что это так по-детски? Сваливаем нахер. Ой.
Yes? What do you want to know?
Давай все, потому что вообще ничего не помню.
Maybe you can tell me what you do know to help me narrow it down a bit. Then you are not that far behind, actually. Do you want me to brief you?
Да.
3 days ago, the RCM Emergencies Desk received a report about a security guard who was found hanged in Martinez. An anonymous caller said there was a dead body behind the Whirling in Rags hostel cafeteria. The cadaver had been there for 4 days. No one. During that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings. The caller did not identify him, but used the word lynching. There is an ongoing labor dispute between the local dock workers and the logistics company Wild Pines. I was told we should approach the death as part of this dispute. A security guard or worker of some sort hired by Wild Pines. This was just hearsay from Martinez, of course. We need to find out the truth. They didn't identify themselves in any way. The tone was muffled using a device of some sort. The desk could identify neither the caller's age nor sex. There's a strong prejudice against involving the RCM in what's seen as union matters. The dock workers' union is the de facto police in Martinez. Now it appears they've started executing too. We cannot allow that.
Действительно, РГМ это...
That's us, the Revachol Citizens Militia. We're the police in this city.
The RCM, or the Revachol Citizen Militia, is the police force you and him are part of. A self-organized peace corps of the occupied city of Revachol. The RCM operates within a legal twilight, yet its authority is rarely questioned. It's super useful to know this.
Револьшорская гражданская милиция. Никогда. Я даже не знаю, что такое револьшоль. Револьшоль. Где это? Ну, понятно, что это либо Бельгия, либо Франция, но... Род мирных войск ополчения в оккупированном городе Револьшоле.
That's right. No, it's not a particularly mysterious case. The deceased is a security guard for a corporation involved in a labor dispute. It doesn't take a DeLorean polymath to put the pieces together. I just don't see the case getting more mysterious than that.
Белый мужчина за 30, чего уже более, действительно.
There was some interest in this case at my station, but not for the reasons you have in mind. You seem to wish there was Yes, it just so happens there's a beautiful blonde 19-year-old woman at the heart of this case. A rich one, in fact, part of a murder sex cult.
И секты, практикующие ритуальное убийство и секс, господи.
The weary tone is the surest indicator that the lieutenant is being sarcastic.
Actually, it does have to be murder. This is a murder investigation, but we digress.
Ладно, ладно, я поняла все.
It can still be an otherworldly sex mystery in your head, with a dark twist even.
У моей голове это точно может быть такое.
He's basically challenging you to sex it up with some lurid twist. Don't get right into it. Sit on it a bit, then hit him with it.
Ладно.
Good.
Так. На заднем дворе... Где-то там, наверное. Должна быть в заборе огромная дырка, да? Я пока что ничего не вижу. А, вот это,
An
наверное.
inconspicuous pile of the roofing material, Eternite. Because there's a secret door hidden behind the panels of Eternite. That's why they're too orderly.
Фига себе, успех.
There it is. You see a shabby little door.
Не, ну, понятно, то ветхая дверь, ну и ветхая дверь.
What
И
is this
что?
then? A tool shed? Let's investigate.
Let's investigate, окей. Да. Надо было на SSD-шник устанавливать игру. Пустая упаковка от магниевой добавки магнолам. Да. Который втирает в грудь. Организм насыщается магнием, жизнь прекрасна. Ладно. Серебряная тарелка с остатками желтоватого порошка. Пробовать его на вкус не надо, я так думаю.
Be still, my beating heart. It's amphetamine. Sweet amphetamine.
Амфетамин!
The lieutenant isn't studying the powder in the mirror. He's studying you.
А я чё?
There's a good vague way to ask where he stands on drug use. Professionally, I mean.
Я не думаю это принимать, клянусь. Я думал о правосудии. О, мне нравится этот. А ты слышал, амфетамины могут помочь по-настоящему проявить свои детективные способности? А ты по-настоящему проявляешь свои детективные способности? Отличный ответ.
No, I'm just a regular detective, thank you very much.
Почему они решили в качестве напарника дать мне азиата? Ну, блин, они же такие неинтересные. Они же такие сухие. Это сейчас не нацизм или расизм. Я сама азиат. Поэтому я так и говорю. Мы такие сами неинтересно.
Perhaps not. This is below our pay grade, detective. However,
На лестнице в углу.
see that ladder there? It's probably another way into the industrial harbor, no? The secret path the local kids use.
Ладно. Засушенная голова свиньи выглядит мумифицированной. Кто-то засушивает голову. У нее крестик на голове. Не просто так. Может, кто-то балуется, стреляет в голову или еще что-то делает. Надпись на плакате. Прочь с дороги, или тебе конец. Нихера себе. С миру по нитке. Я думаю, что физуха ничего. Ну, а все будет в интеллект. проем скоро обвалится. Эти развалины поддерживают лишь ремонтные подпорки. Что это? Открытка Гранкора. Не знаю зачем, возьмем. Что там? Давай. Стопы. Тут еще что-то. Еще деньги. Чё? Еще деньги.
Looks like someone left his tarpaulin cloak hanging on the railing here.
Плащ полицейского.
When the wind ruffles the cloak, you can most definitely see a white rectangle on its back.
Чтоб меня разорвало, это полицейский плащ.
Yes, it's probably yours. It bears the RCM insignia, and you have a habit of being careless with your equipment. You could probably make the jump. You look like you've done some track and field in your day.
Ага. Мы сейчас ёбнемся, да?
Nope, no. That's still too high. What were you thinking? You're not a gymnast. You're a boxer. And you've climbed way too high up there.
Мы боксер, если из английского варианта слышать.
You could have died there. Shit, 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 shit. I'm failing you. This wasn't part of our deal.
Hey, hey! What happened?
Мы просто лохи, мы не можем этого сделать.
I understand. We can always come back when you are feeling better. It's just a cloak after all.
The wind is aggressive up here. The lieutenant looks at the enormous crane towering in the distance
да, кран,
over
квал
the container yard.
называется.
That machine is a Kvalsund 1020 HK.
Нихуя себе, какой здоровый кран.
Is it? Qualsund makes a lot of heavy equipment, but this is phenomenal, even for them. But I digress. We were focusing on your cloak here. What are we doing? We're awfully close to breaking into the industrial harbor. They're bound to have information for us. Or it could be that we are just exploring.
Да. В следующий раз туда зайдем. К сожалению, тут больше делать нечего. Да. Уходим тогда. Подъемный механизм ржавеет уже не первый год. Ясно, понятно. Я туда не могу пройти, что ли? Нет, не могу туда пройти. Есть. Воняет протухшим мясом и скисшим молоком, разлагающейся человеческой плотью. Оу, боже мой, какой кошмар. Кто-то пытается выращивать травы в теплице. Построенная для детей лестница сильно шатается, но забраться по ней можно. Так, мальчик, иди отсюда. Или он может поговорить?
Kuno's got this.
Привет. Куна в порядке. Мальчику, швыряющему камни в труп, явно не больше 12. Бля, ну и урод.
If there ever was such a thing as an ugly kid, then this is it. He's almost exquisite in his ugliness, like a gremlin.
Блин, ну я пока с этой игрой прям отлично влюблен. То есть я что говорю, этот чувак все за мной повторяет.
Oh yeah, nappa comfy, Kuno.
Это девчонка? То есть вот это девчонка. Ладно. На пару слов пацан по полицейскому делу.
Can't talk, pig. Shit's coming up strong. Throwing rocks.
Кажется, он немного ебобо, мальчик этот. Куна его зовут еще. Такое имя? Куна. А по что вообще игра? Мельком смотрел, угарно, но ничего не понял. Ну, пока тоже шибко непонятно. Играем... Пока играем за полицейского. Вроде бы. Который ничего не помнит. Даже своего имени не помнит. Вообще. Амнезия. И вот мы пока что ходим, восстанавливаем, пытаемся восстановить свою личность. Заодно распутываем дело. Тут кого-то повесили, убили. Короче говоря, это детективный квест с элементами РПГ. Вот. И пока что это очень крайне интересно и смешно, я бы так сказала. То есть мне это нравится. Я люблю такое. Да, не было этого стрима. Я просто запускала тестировать, работает ли BSMOS с Shadowplay. Проверяла.
Shit coming up strong. That sounds good. Joyous. You should hang out with this kid and see what that juicy shit is all about.
Сочное чего?
I mean drugs. The kid's on drugs.
Парень на наркоте? Так это вот те, которые амфетамин мы нашли. Там детский лаз еще он сказал. Ну, этот Ким. Полукореец, полуяпонец. Это значит, нихера себе, детишки амфетамин понюхивают. В 12 лет. Амфетамин, ну это пиздец. И как? Все отлично, все работает. Но одна проблема, мне нужен мой геймпад хуановский, потому что на PlayStation 4, ну, на DualShock 4 невозможно играть. Ну, он же у меня же поломанный. Там кнопка парирования у меня срабатывает через жопу. Подкаты, прыжки, вообще с этим тяжело. Короче, мне нужно снова опять батарейки покупать. Вот. А я не знаю, когда будет батарейки. Вполне возможно, будет вообще даже никогда не будет этих батареек. Это девочка, которая похожа на мальчика, или что это вообще?
Kuno's riding at sea.
The rake, Kuno!
Что?
You should throw the rake at him, Kuno!
Пиздани его граблями. Ай, дети, сейчас я вас так пиздану. Не граблями. На клаве? Не, на клаве ни за что на свете, господи.
The fuck does Kuno know what a rake is? Kuno's not a gardener.
То есть он в душе не ебет, что такое грабли, но при этом Кунер не огородник. То есть он не знает, что такое грабли, но он знает, что грабли относятся к огороду как-то, да? Гениальная логика.
Fuck no! Kuno doesn't buy that shit. Fucking entrapment shit.
Fast. This kid has got street smarts.
Угу.
The fuck are you talking about?
He's calling us Kuno! He says we're fucking each other!
Господи.
We shouldn't do anything. I don't tempt such forces. You will see.
The language these kids are using, pure unfettered id.
Ид?
There will be no reasoning with those creatures.
А, ид. Бля, ну это прям совсем. Да, не будем трогать пацанов. Пиздец просто.
There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots. Anywhere from 6 to 12 pairs have walked here.
У меня же интеллект же высокий, давай.
Maybe more than 12.
Конечно.
No. 8 pairs of boots have shuffled back and forth in the mud.
8 пар ботинок оставили следы грязи.
One. Standard work boot. Steel reinforced toes. Number 46.
46 размер. Блин, 46 размер это не маленький такой размер. То есть не то, что не маленький, понятно, что не маленький, имеется в виду нестандартный размер. То есть это не у каждого мужчины там может быть 46 размер. Это прям это большой. Уже практически 50-й. Хм. Видимо, это очень крупные рабочие. Такие прям.
Two. Standard work boot. Steel reinforced toes. Number 44. 3. Hobnailed work boot. Steel reinforced toes. Number 43. 4. Standard work boot. Number 45 or 46.
Где так сарказм стать?
You don't know. It's a miracle you can tell the prints apart as it is. The cold must have preserved them. 5. Another standard work boot. Steel reinforced toes.
Все крупные,
Number
большие
44.
размеры. Видимо, Валуев. Ну, где-то да. Ну, хотя я даже не знаю, сколько у Валуева. Валуева не 46 размер. У Валуева, наверное, какой-нибудь 50 или там 52. Бля, какой у него рост у Валуева? 2 метра есть, интересно, у него?
6. An aberration. Light as air. Even pace. Same make of boot, but number 41.
Мужской след или женский? Ну и женщина с 41 размером ноги? Это, честно говоря, крайне редко можно найти женщину с таким размером. Ботинка. То есть не туфли, это ботинки 41, да? Не. Даже у таких вот высоких женщин все на 41 это... Не. Это может быть какой-нибудь... Может, парень был бы. Какой у тебя размер ноги, Илья?
Impossible to tell. Could also
Ну
have
вот,
been
я
an
что говорю,
adolescent.
да.
The gait is undeveloped. You're not bad. It's as if the whole world darkens. Everything else has a thin film of 7. The glowing outline of a standard work boot. Number 46. But the imprints are twice as deep as the others. The weight exceeds 200
Хотя
kilograms.
43 это вполне нормально. А вдруг она миллион носков надела и в ботинки втиснулась? 43 у тебя. У тебя 43? Так у тебя же рост... Я просто пытаюсь представить твой рост с 43 размером обуви. Интересно очень. Интересно. Не, как там было? А вы оригинальный человек.
8. And yet another standard work boot. Number 44. There's an aberration in the pattern of the sole, however. The right sole is smoother.
Ну, либо он делает просто больше упор на правую ногу. Вот и все.
How many?
400 миллионов. 8.
I was pretty off then. I counted 20.
20 не посчитал. Ну ты вообще. Пальцем в небо попал.
I never got the hang of it. Hyperopia. Do you see anything out of the ordinary?
Я ж не совсем Шипцов, что-то так сразу. Ну, я понимаю, но все равно для твоего роста 43 размер. Когда все ресурсы пошли в ноги, да? В стопы.
A woman or a kid? Understood. Anything else? 200? Could it be the combined weight of 2 people, one carrying the other who's tied up?
В
Let's say
смысле?
a heavily built worker carrying a similarly built, soon-to-be dead man.
А, ты на это намекаешь, что он его тащил на себе? То есть он уже был либо мертвый, либо без сознания, да? А зачем мертвого человека вешать, если он так мертвый? То есть он был без сознания, его принесли туда, значит его где-то, наверное, побили.
He might be right. 200 kilograms of living weight is unlikely.
В смысле? Я видела 300-килограммового человека. Господи. С крайней степенью ожирения. Но мне интересно вот это, то, что он сказал, что он, может быть, нес, да.
Possibly, yes.
But why?
В смысле, why? Да хз, этот размер вообще самый распространенный у пацанов. Ну, я понимаю, но как-то с ростом не бьется. Вот у меня маленький рост, но у меня и размер обуви детский.
Yes, they could have used a makeshift stretcher or just march him up to the gallows.
Может быть, потому что, да, или она была без сознания.
Even easier to carry on a stretcher or between 2 men. Anyway, it's for future consideration. What
Серьезно?
else can you see?
Серьезно? То есть ты думаешь, легче соорудить носилки, положить его на носилки, чем просто закинуть его на плечо и понести? Не знаю, как по мне легче просто на плечо закинуть и поносить, чем какие-то еще носилки придумывать.
Interesting. Let's name it the odd soul. Someone operating a workbench with a pedal, like a joiner at the harbor. Or maybe a drummer?
Барабанщик.
No, it's not. Forget I said it. We are not looking for a drummer. Perhaps it could be a driver. A driver would wear out the right shoe before the left. The accelerator is on the right.
Но серьезно, он может быть просто очень сильный, как бы, вес распределять на одну ногу. Вот как, например, моя сестра, да? Вот. У нее она в основном свой вес ставит на левую ногу. И у нее, когда обувь мою ее, у нее левая нога, подошва всегда больше изношенная, чем, например, правая. То есть не обязательно, что он там.
We should keep our eyes open around the traffic jam. See whether anyone strikes out as a potential suspect.
На
Seems
спину
prudent,
взвалить,
no?
и все, и так тело удобно таскать. Но я о чем говорю? Какие носилки еще. Господи.
Mm-hmm. A week, maybe? 7 days would fit the time frame provided to us by the caller, who reported the hanging.
Я и за неделю
It
никто
is
ничего.
not impossible.
I pulled last week's forecast for coastal Havashol. 7 days below freezing. The day before, the day of his hanging, was the last one day.
Correct again. Sub-zero temperatures would preserve the
Sub-zero.
tracks in a good state. The commotion here could have taken place a week
Мне
ago.
просто интересно, что никто эти не затоптал следы за неделю.
What do I think? A mob of people brought something heavy to the tree. One of them was carrying the victim. They shuffled around, especially under the tree. Then, after hoisting him up, they stood in a semicircle facing his direction. At first glance, this appears to be a lynching.
Indeed, they all stood in a row here and looked at the tree. Yes, everything fits so well. Carried him over, hoisted him up, watched him hang. This is easy. The lieutenant's eyes narrow. He's
Either way. What else?
Ну все. Блин. Так, мальчишки и девчонки, а также их родители. Буква «Р», украшенная короной. Ниже надпись на ленте. Свет над погружением. Ладно, давай. Эту лестницу построили, она не выдержит вес взрослого человека. Окей.
The corpse looks at you with bulging white eyes. The face around them does not look human. It's swollen and ready to burst. His lips are fish-like and his tongue like a ball gag in his mouth. You seem to be holding your breath. A cargo belt twists his neck at an unnatural angle. The body below appears stiff. It's letting out an ungodly rot. The smell seeps in even through your clenched nostrils.
Низкие шансы. Разжать нос и попытаться сдержать рвотный порыв. Давай попробуем.
The smell is repulsive. It pushes in from your mouth, more instant and more familiar than anything you'd expected, more fever than odor. It fills your mind. Flush.
Да я представляю, какой запах там. Фу.
Too late. It's impossible to keep in. Your body curls and pushes it out, burst by burst, until a pool of vomit lies under your feet, and the smell of Commodore Red rises from the pool. Among it, distilled spirit and bits of
Keep it. The hangover is clearly making this worse for you. You could use some ammonia to clear your head.
Нашатырный спирт прочищает разум. Ой, бля. Не, ну наша Тырн спирт реально отлично прочищает разум. Я согласна.
There is Fritz nearby, east of the hostel. They usually have a small apothecary. If they don't... There's a greenhouse here, and a gardener with a wheelbarrow on the corner of the whirling in rags. If she works here, she might have something for the smell.
Pretty clever.
Acquiring ammonia will provide a modifier to the white check. Modifiers make checks easier and allow you to retry them.
Так, так, ладно. Мы не будем с этими детьми общаться. Какие-то они.
You see a set of tire tracks in the brown slush that covers the plaza mosaic.
Кстати, да.
No, these
Yeah.
tracks are not interesting at all. Let the street sweeper just sweep them away.
Блять.
Hard to say. Your vision is blurred and you're having difficulty concentrating thanks to your cop habit. You look at this isn't case related, you think.
Ладно. Rue de Saint-Ghislain. Почему это все должно быть на французском? Ну,
The RCM in Martinez. What can I help you with? We don't see a lot of police around here, that's all. Of course. What can I help you with?
давай на шатырь.
Sure, I'm done with it. Go easy on that stuff. It gave me... Of course. I won't hold you back.
If there's a corpse, then you're going to need those gloves for the autopsy.
Sure, keep them.
Какая хорошая садовница. И спирт дала, и перчатки. Побежали, побежали. Боже мой, как это прекрасно, что можно одной рукой сидеть и орудовать этим всем.
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. The body below is entirely dedicated.
А стопе, а его как-то надо применять, этот нашатырный спирт, или что? А, хорошо. Спасибо, что написали.
There he still is, looking right through. The ammonia only makes it worse. The combination forces tears out of your ducts. You managed to keep it in once. The second time, not so much. When the vomiting is done, your cheeks are wet with tears.
Нашатырный спирт не помог. Кажется, я больше не хочу быть полицейским.
Nor does the wind right now. I've seen strong men turn themselves inside out for hours. You are facing tough odds here. Alcohol withdrawal makes it considerably harder. No, this is a two-man assignment because it needs 2 officers to complete. I need your help. You need to get your shit together.
Я хочу быть тряпкой. Я уже так
No,
собралась.
it's not, officer. We should go talk to the locals. Find something else to do while the wind changes. It's pretty bad right now.
You've gained a thought. When this dialogue is over, go to your thought cabinet and internalize it as special bonus.
Give it half an hour. Get yourself together. Then come back and have another go.
Полчасика. Ладно, полчасика так полчасика. Выберите, завершите мысль тряпка собирательства. Тряпка собирательства. Ну вот что это вот так? А? Ну кто вот так вот переводит, а? Точнее сказать, делает. Ну это что, тряпка собирайте? Или что на другой? И оно так выделяется. Что это за шрифт? Вот это вот, что это? Нельзя было сделать нормального цвета, чтобы на заднем фоне как-то это выделялось. Я не знаю это вообще. Господи, не рассказывай ты мне про этот ФХ, я даже ничего знать и читать не хочу. Проблема. Ты тряпка. Спасибо. Спасибо. Это не к лицу ни полицейскому, ни человеческому существу в целом. Тряпке надлежит прежде всего собраться. Привести в порядок эту мягкую, расхлябанную массу, чтобы вывести себя из состояния тряпки. Собери яйца в кулак и держи не менее 30 минут. А потом сделай нечто подобное с полушариями своего мозга. Поговори с людьми, вдруг поможет. И что? Окей.
Yes?
Давай с девчонкой поговорим.
Kuno, the pig's getting pretty close to me. Come to snuff my shit out, I think. Looks like it's time for me to go, Kuno. Pig's come to take me in. I'm going away for a long, long time, Kuno. Going.
What's going on there? Fuck are you trying to pull, pig?
Сейчас что-то, наверное, нехорошее случится. С братом подсели на Стронгхолды. Да, я сегодня тоже немного поиграла. Поностальгировала. Со всеми там... Вражеский таран сношает наши ворота. Люди покидают нас, милорд. И прочее, прочее. Легендарными фразами.
Stay away from me, pig. You don't want to see what happens when you corner me.
Can't you see I'm throwing rocks? Alright, entertain the Kuno. Show me what you got. What you got there?
The kid moves his hands like a basketball player dribbling fast.
You found Kuno's secret door to Kuno's secret shack. It was closed for 5,000 years. How the fuck did you get in?
Произвел фазовый сдвиг сквозь Чего?
Shit. Get the fuck out of here. You can't do that.
You can't do that, Kuno. He's trying to fuck at you again.
Pigs can't displace. Can't do that teleport shit. How did you like it in there, pig old boy? Kuno's got a lot of cool shit there, right? Of course you fucking can. How do you think Kuno made all the docky boys his gimps? Just gotta fly, pig.
Да, мы чуть не упали.
Kuno knows. Kuno and C saw you shit yourself. It's okay, pig.
That's all there is to it then. Don't be a pansy. Just jump.
У меня есть одна лечилка, ладно?
Oh, that? Kuno decapitates pigs. That's just a Kuno demo tape. What is this shit? Fucking on yourself. This is weird level shit. Kuno doesn't go there.
Ой, я не могу. А в какую-то часть про Китай. А я первый сношаю. А это херня, честно говоря. Да еще, честно говоря, там все остальные Стронгхолды херни. Кроме самого первого труштого. Да, я разговариваю, это вообще. Ну, они тити наркоманы. Что с них взять?
Fuck your shit back to normal. What is this?
Well played. No one saw that coming.
Еще бы, блин. Даже я не ожидала.
That's where Kuno gets his daily hit of electric. Kuno Shazam. Kuno rides the fucking lightning in there, pig.
Bet you'd like to ride the lightning too, wouldn't you? You feel tired and old, but you...
Нет,
It's
я
a
даже слушать их
vitamin,
не хочу.
pig. Don't you know anything?
You could use some.
Yeah, it's the mag. You fucking need that shit to stay on top of your game. Kuno goes through like a tube a day, rips mag like a motherfucker, and you could use a battle.
Oh, don't teach him, Kuno. He's gonna use it against you, Kuno.
You're not getting this, pig. It completely takes away the hangover. It's like you didn't do anything. Like you stayed home playing with your choo-choo.
Fuck you, pig. Don't do mag. You're gonna OD and you're gonna fucking die.
Is it? You got pretty fucked. Kuno's surprised you've still got your head after all that.
Чего такого?
Don't sweat it, drunk pig. Kuno will keep your nasty secrets. Kuno's not snitching.
Блять, что мы такого делали?
He's saying you climbed up there. He probably saw you do it. Yet, that conclusively explains how the coke got up there.
Good call, Pigmeister. Don't come and talk to shitload, pig. What's your question?
Don't tell the pig shit, Kuno.
This is where you quickly ask him questions. Real cop questions.
Так, как
Like
настоящий
a cop.
полицейский. Ты знаешь, как он туда попал?
Probably climbed. Kuno was busy down the road when that shit went down. You heard Kuno. Kuno wasn't even in Martinez. Kuno wasn't in Revachol. Kuno wasn't regional. I don't know. Some fucking... Mesco or I don't know. Some other place. Night City. Kuno was in fucking Night City.
Найт-Сити? Серьезно? Стопы. Это не может быть отсылкой к Киберпанку, потому что игра 2019 года. Киберпанк вышел в 2020 году. Практически 21, да? Но было бы прикольно.
There is no Night City anywhere. That sounds like the name of a city in some pulp science fiction novel.
А хотя стопы же, Киберпанк это же настолка, а в настолке был Найт-Сити. Тогда это может быть отсылкой к Найт-Сити. К Киберпанку.
Kuno gives this info out on a need-to-know basis, and you don't need to know.
Thanks, Kuno. That's one name you can now cross off the list.
Just a couple of pigs sniffing around in the dirt. That seems pretty fucking suspicious to Kuno.
Yeah, you tell the faggoty, Kuno.
Kuno's fucking. Kuno uses the fucking for target practice.
He's trying to hide the fact that he doesn't know.
Kuno knows what you meant. Kuno's not a snitch. That's all. Trying to make Kuno sing into the popo phone. You're testing Kuno's patience here.
Get lost.
Yeah, like a fucking volcano. Yeah.
You're lucky you didn't die there.
Yeah. Kuno's got some advice for you. What are you? Like 80, right? Maybe you should stop embarrassing yourself in front of a fucking kid.
Perhaps you could compress this negative energy and turn it into some sort of a Kuno-fied non-vomiter. That's right. turn your weaknesses into conceptual strengths. Try it again now.
Right, Pig, this is where Kuno plays with his little wooden choo-choo. What do you want with it? Look at that fucking shit! You're trying to get Kuno killed! Fuck does Kuno know? Kuno's not a fucking acrobat.
The lieutenant takes a quick note in his...
It's a trap, Kuno! Don't climb it, Kuno!
Dunno. Kiptas gardener used to work there.
Kipt is a pejorative term used to describe people of South Seminese or Areopagite descent. It used to be a common first name among the Areopagites of
Чего?
Ilmara. Not so much anymore.
Тем более сказал про научную фантастику. Кипт — уничижительный термин, которым называют людей южно-семенинского чего и ареопагитского происхождения. Это еще кто такие? Когда-то это было распространенное имя среди ильдемаратских ареопагитов. Что?
Look, Kuno doesn't explain shit. Kuno just says shit.
Yeah, her. What was she doing in the greenhouse in March anyway? What kind of gardening is done in March? Fish is sometimes used to fertilize the soil a few weeks before planting something. Maybe she was preparing the... Yes, it seems suspicious. You don't like things being like that.
Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit. Kuno doesn't fuck...
Hear that? Magnesium. That's what you're lacking. The lack of magnesium has you... Yes, and it's critical. Look at yourself. You're practically devolving into a fish due to the lack of magnesium. You need to get so magged up. You've probably had 2 heart attacks and a minor stroke already. And the only prescription is insane amounts of magnesium. Yes, if you want to live, you need to evolve. You need to transcend the carbon barrier. Go to the apothecary and buy insane amounts of magnesium. It will reverse the damage to your circulatory system.
А магнием передоз можно сделать? Я что-то не этот... Давай, пока. Общеизвестно, что люди — организмы на основе углерода. Крохотные углеродные трубочки, которые сплетаются вместе, формируют сложные мясистые конструкции, способные на мышление, любовь и передвижение. Также известно, что порой эти конструкции желают развеяться, употребляя алкоголь, амфетамины и так далее по алфавиту. В таких случаях очень важно в достаточной мере снабжать тело магнием. Устал? Пей магний. Грустишь? Пей магний. Посадил печень? Максимум магния. Некоторые будут говорить тебе, что на самом деле магний ничего не делает, и тебе просто надо бросить. Что мы им скажем? Ну, это как-то странно. На самом-то деле. Но... Сейчас 1 минуту подождем. мусорку можно... Или что это, не мусорка?
This trash container
Да.
is locked. The sliding lid has a padlock that says, whirling in rags. Just a trash container. There is no such thing. Your fingers start to itch just looking at that padlock.
We could try using a pry bar. There's one in my motor carriage, or we could ask for a key from the manager of the Whirling in Rags.
He might also have information. This is better than the pry bar idea.
Но сначала давай попробуем еще раз.
Volumetric shift compressor. Bizarre scientific news from Revachol West today, where a police officer's shit has been observed at a pressure of around 495 gigadecimals. These metallic hydrogen levels of shit togetherness were thought to exist only at the center of collapsing stars, not law officials. It remains to be seen how long the shit singularity lasts.
Да. Давай еще раз пробовать.
There he still is, looking right through you with his
О,
white
высокие
eyes.
шансы.
The body below is entirely dedicated to that ha ha ha.
Да
Again,
ёперный
the
театр.
corpse laughs at you, pus dripping from its mouth. You will never be able to hold it in. Every time it happens, it gets worse and worse. There's nothing more to throw up now. All that's left is crying and convulsing dryly at the same time.
I'm at a loss as well. I could swear your shit was together, detective.
Sometimes even that is not enough.
Officer, you just need to be stronger. Learn to keep it in long enough for us to work. There's nothing else to do.
Но я не могу.
You can open this white check again by going to your character sheet and spending a skill point to upgrade your endurance. Gain new skill points by exploring and completing side tasks.
Maybe it's okay if you don't make it today. The
Стойкость, да? Да. Но мне, кстати, немного осталось. А, да пока походим.
Hello again, officer. How are things? Well, this might be the last snow we get. At least I hope so. Snow has nutrients in it. Helps everything green up in the spring. At least that's what my grandma always told me.
Yes, think about the cute grandma, not the weird snow. Stop looking at her. Look around. What do you see? That's right. And the canal, the bookstore, the harbour gates. This is a great vantage point for keeping an eye on you. Glad to have been of service. Now you know the locals are keeping tabs on you.
Интересно.
Before you stands a motor carriage. The bodywork is covered. Vapor emanates from the large engine on the back. This must be the infernal machine that, in the cabin, you are welcomed by a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a scent of leatherwork and heavy fuel oils washes over you. The frequency tableau lights up, and a green button, the soft purr of electrical kittens.
This is Precinct 57. Hello, Lieutenant. How may I assist you?
Hello, Alice. Please assist our colleague from the 41st precinct here. I'm putting him on.
Operating the radio
Мы
is
потеряли
easy.
документы.
Just be confident. You've probably done it 1,000 times.
This is Officer Alice Demetri, Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Under the green prime line, a yellow saved button catches your eye. You wonder what the lieutenant's default radio station is.
Just a second, officer.
10-2, 10-5. This is 41st.
Jules
Come in.
Didier.
Over.
Господи.
The man
Yeah.
uses relay code. You got this. You're a cop, and cops know relay code.
10-4, message received. 10-5, relay message. What's your status? Over. 10-18, state your message, sir. 10-9, over. 10-4, message received. This is a very serious situation. I need to 10-22 the captain. Over.
Is it him? What does he want?
Жан Викмар.
Says he lost his badge and needs to report it.
He what? He lost his badge? Who lost his badge?
А тут главный Честер Маклейн. Маклейн? Это отсылка на Крепкий орешек.
Dick fucking Mullen. Who do you think?
Дик Малин нас зовут.
It's Officer Dick Mullen from the bestseller Dick Mullen and the Lost Identity.
Dick Mullen is not your name. It's the name of a fictional detective who would not lose his badge.
А,
Defend yourself. Immediately. They're laughing at you.
He says this has probably happened to other policemen before him and laughs sarcastically.
Oh goddamn it. Is he fucking kidding? The whole station's gonna be dicked for this.
Satellite Officer Vikmar is wondering if you might be joking and adds that this tarnishes the reputation of the entire station. Over.
Mullen dicked us.
"10-4, I hear you, officer. I'm just going to make a note here that you are in pursuit of your misplaced badge. Over."
Fuck me. Mac, come here. You've got to hear this. Dick Mullen lost his badge.
What's going on?
Мак Торсон. Что это за страна какая-то странная?
Super Cop here lost his badge.
He lost his what now?
His badge. He lost his goddamn fucking badge.
He asks you to please stop saying he lost his badge.
Why? Did he find it?
Sergeant Orson was wondering if you found your badge.
You don't have a comeback. Sorry. It's hard to think like this.
He's not replying. Looks like he's still looking for it. 10-9, come again. I didn't get that. Over.
New heights even for Captain Sober.
Ask him. Ask him if
Что
he's
за
lost
хрень?
his
Я не могу
goddamn-
понять.
Sergeant Orson wants to know if you lost your gun too.
Check your pockets. Check your... Holy fuck. You don't know where it is, do you? No. It's gone. It's not fucking on you.
Бля, а это пиздец.
10-9, come in officer. Did you get my question? We were wondering about your gun. Over.
А вот это реально пиздец. Если мы потеряли табельный пистолет, а мы его потеряли, потому что его нету у нас, то ёб твою налево.
Lying over the phone, it's easy. Just say it like it's the truth.
He says he didn't.
Thank God for that. That would have been a nightmare. I don't even want to imagine the poor prick who has to relay that kind of news to the captain. Losing his badge is bad enough. Tell him to find it, and fast. We can't have some gangbanger running around with it.
Gangbanger.
We're all glad to hear you've not lost your gun, officer. You need further assistance. Over.
Если честно, я и пистолет потерял. Нет, я это, блядь, не скажу.
Roger that. 10-10. Over and out.
Какой ж пиздец. Да, а я что-то не подумала. Что он уже типа ж полицейский, у него должен быть еще пистолет. Какой кошмар.
That sugary black rum stain on the counter makes you teary-eyed with joy. It's almost touching how syrupy and sticky it is. How long have you been up already? Oh, excuse me. Do you have something better to do than lust for sweet syrupy rum and lemonade? With a twist of lemon? Maybe lime?
Нет, никакого бухла. Хватит.
The worker is in a deep slumber. You gently shake his shoulder, but nothing happens. This man... The theme on that pinball machine is a standard royalist theme, used on everything, clinging to a picture book version of the past century, waiting for the king to come back and cast out all the profiteers and homosexuals. Basically, imagine a yellow plastic crown with a liquor brand emblazoned on it. The contemporary period stands still. The fated...
Hello, sweetie.
Wait, who's Sweetie?
You're a handsome man, officer, with your mustache and your chiseled jaw and that silly dimple on your chin. But dear, you're not for me. I'm too old and too married besides. You must forgive me. I'm getting so scatterbrained. I'm Lena. My husband Morel and I are staying with our friend Gary just down the street, but I come here for tea when they're away.
This Lena is wacky enough for the motley crew. Hire her on the spot.
Yes, officer. You look rather dazed. Like a stunned fox. But surely things can't be that bad.
Да, я потерял удостоверение, оружие.
Oh my. You know where we are, right? That's right. And where is the Whirling in Rags cafeteria itself located? Yes, indeed. We are in the fine city of Revachol.
How would I even begin to tell you? Revachol is the most beautiful city in the world. We're fortunate to be here, you and I.
Да я что-то не скажу так.
I haven't seen very many other cities personally, but everyone says so. Revachol is a rare jewel. This city used to rule the world, though it has seen better days. Speaking of history, you know what year it is, yes?
Ну, если по календарю 51-й.
That's right, dear. How splendid. Here, take this pen. Knowledge should always be rewarded.
Her relief is palpable. She was getting pretty worried about you there, but now she relaxes her shoulders.
I can tell that this is taxing for you, so I'll just ask one more question. What regime are we living under? What mode of government? Oh, sweetie, it's really not. There used to be people who thought that way. Revachol is a zone of control led by an alliance of foreign powers called the Coalition. We have almost no government of our own, and certainly no dictatorship of the proletariat.
Зона. Им управляет Альянс иностранных сил.
But they still have cops.
Oh dear. And you were doing so well. There aren't any cops in Revachol, not in the traditional sense.
Ну да, они же не копы там
Status of law
какие-то.
enforcement has been a complicated
Дружина,
matter. We
типа.
should stop for today, sweetie. You look like you need a break.
She's scared now. She's realized you really are brain damaged.
A defeat, I'm afraid. The people of this archipelago tried to build something new, something different. The rest of the world didn't like it, so they came and ended it. This was 42 years ago. It has something to do with everything. I really don't know how to explain it better. You were doing quite well up until the end, dear. It does look like you're having trouble remembering things. History and place.
A sigh. The lieutenant buries his nose in his notebook.
Привет, Анджела.
But maybe a fresh set of eyes is what the world needs. And while I'm no doctor, such bouts of amnesia are often temporary, so I wouldn't worry too much.
Ай, да, чертова амнезия. Я хотела понимать, что происходит.
Someone more educated in sweeping matters. Maybe you should ask.
No, I'm not an encyclopedia. I won't be a guide either. I'm a detective.
Of course. Then I don't know. Someone rich, maybe? Wealthy people are educated. Though I don't know where you would find a wealthy person in Martinez.
Ну, вон там есть богач.
This doesn't look like Rich Central.
Whatever do you mean? Sequence killers? Oh my. But I think you already have a partner, sweetie.
A partner who needs you to help him get a corpse down from a tree. I can assure you with absolute certainty, there are no sequence killings taking place in Martinez.
Now, gentlemen, no need to squabble. I wouldn't be of much use to you anyway. Thank you, but Martinez isn't the most wheelchair accessible place, you see. That's
Ой.
perhaps another time. Yes, dear. I'm a paraplegic.
Параплегия? Что это
A
такое?
paraplegic is someone with limited or no ability to use the lower half
Из-за
of
травмы
their body.
позвоночника.
Paraplegia is caused by spinal cord
Ой,
injuries, like
бля.
falling from a great height, or a grenade explosion.
Серьезно.
No, dear. I'm not quite that old, although I was injured in the line of duty. Nothing so glamorous, dear. Though when I was young, I was a training and development manager at a rapidly expanding... You'd think it would be a safe job, but I had to be everywhere, and, well, once that happened, I was lucky. This was almost 20 years ago, and I was compensated exceptionally well. That's quite all right. I'm used to people asking questions. Of course, dear.
Ясно. Ручка с доброй зеленой обезьяной. Ладно, пойдем к мужику, подомогаемся
Real
его.
mature man. What exactly were you trying to accomplish? You do understand.
Damn, your feet thought we got away.
You know what? The stupid drinks you've had are on the house. You know why? Because I know you can't pay for them. Not because you ran away. Now, I still have to charge you for 3 nights and the broken window. That's 100 square.
Ой, бля. У меня нет таких денег.
Don't thank me yet. You still owe me 100 real. If you don't have it by tonight, I can't let you up there. Now, what the hell did you want? I assume you wanted something to come back here. Mine? No, it belongs to the Whirling in Rags.
Thank you for clearing that up. Why do you keep the container locked?
Why? To keep the hobos and drunks out. That's why. And the neighbors too. They put their trash there and they don't pay for the garbage company.
I thought as much. And are you the only party with access to the trash container?
Well, yes. Us and the garbage disposal company.
It seems a little callous, doesn't it? Something stirs in you. Okay then. Maybe you're callous yourself.
What do you need them for?
It concerns the case. Please cooperate.
Just bring them back once you're done, please. What thing? Yes, not the whole damn union, thank God. Just the nastiest and loudest faction. They come here in the evenings. Dumb, unruly types. Think they're big shit.
We should find out who this Lord faction is, occupying the booth. Loudness means talkative, and we don't. We have to wait. They'll show up sooner or later. Men get hungry, even striking men.
There are these things called days. You sleep between them. He's saying they'll come after you've slept. Just making clear you got that.
После сна.
What are you, a cook now? That's none of your business. He wasn't pan-fried, he was lynched. What could the kitchen possibly have to do with... Fine, okay, the kitchen is closed until 1 p.m. because the cook is working. You can snoop around after that, if you must. What?
By the way, you should come back to this thing-based questionnaire if you see anything interesting in the whirling later.
Absolutely out of the question.
Absolutely in the question. First we find a sad back. Your body is ready, sire. By the way, where is home? The address is coming up blank, and this place sure isn't it.
Да, он у меня вообще есть, этот дом.
But you've been at this hostel cafeteria for only 3 nights. Where were you before? You had to be somewhere. You don't really know, do you? A vague, blackened image doesn't sound like somewhere you can stay if you run out of money. Entertain the thought when you get the time. Maybe being a hobo and a cop has its advantages.
Бомжекоп. Полицейский бродяга. Бомжекоп. Плюсы. Может носить тряпье и не мыться. Ходит с изящным пошатыванием. Копу бродяги не нужен никто и ничего. Никто не выкинет тебя на улице, потому что у тебя нет дома. Больше никогда не придется платить за жилье. Ты никогда больше не услышишь. Ты пьян. На кой черт ты сюда приперся, Гарри? Иди домой. Не позорься. Минусы. А разве есть минусы? Нет, серьезно. Назови хоть один. Так, ага. Вообще надо бы, конечно, вернуться и посмотреть, где...
The door is closed. Still nothing. The lieutenant gives you a quick glance.
Да, мы просто не обращаем внимания. Так.
The bed is cold and not particularly inviting, but it's yours.
The option to go to sleep becomes available every night after 9 p.m.
Ясно.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face, adorned.
Ну все, тут больше ничего нету. Если только там вентилятор, ничего.
Kim also tries not to look at the pile of taped viscera on the carpet, or the weird suitcase on the hat rack, or the potted plant dying in the corner. The man is finding it hard not to trip on the tape, and not to send any of the bottles rolling across, where unidentifiable sludge makes it hard for him to breathe. Smells of vomit in here.
Таков мой путь. Мандалорис.
No problem, officer.
The fan stands still. The lights are off again. The lights are on. The switch must be broken, because nothing happens. The air in the switch must be broken.
Ну как бы это все. Пистолет мы так и не нашли. Можно плащ достать.
This trash container is locked with a well-oiled. Don't. Maybe you shouldn't.
Почему?
Maybe you shouldn't. Of course you should. This is your time to shine, Hobo Cop. Dive into that dumpster for extra content. The smell of rotten food rises to greet you. You see soggy cartons, dirty rags, and organic waste.
We're just in time. This hasn't been emptied for over a week.
You see milk and egg rest with one broken egg in it. Some pasta wrapper. Picking up the soggy packages somehow feels familiar. You've done this before. The movements are recorded in your elbows, the methodology in your fingers. You're used to this. No, searching for evidence in the trash. Good practice for dumpster diving. A box falls into pieces in your hands. Batiste Soleil cereal. There are plastic pasta packages below, and turbo noodles. Nothing of note, however.
Ясно. Тряпки.
Among the threadbare kitchen towels, something catches your eye. A pair of denim trousers. As the legs of the slime-covered jeans begin to unspool from the garbage, a rank corpse smell fills the air.
The victim's clothes? Cadaverine odor is faint. If these belong to the deceased, they were removed when he was still in the early stages of decay. Drop them in here, officer.
Кошмар.
Guitar marked blue jeans. Pockets empty or empty. He wore them with a belt, too. A white belt. The loops appear stretched, but the belt is missing. That's it. Do you see anything else in there? I have another bag here.
Something slimy catches your eye. A drab, long-sleeved shirt, olive-colored, appears from the food waste, dripping with pus.
This is a military-type overgarment. No label or serial number. This is the kind of rib-knit shirt that's worn over light armor to conceal it in an urban scenario. Anything more?
The rest of the rags are just kitchen variety waste. Just garbage.
All right. We should go to Gart again and ask if he knows who put the clothes in the trash. It could be as simple as someone from the hostel cleaning the yard. Or that one. I'd advise against confronting that force. Not really. All we know is the victim's clothes are in the trash. The lid was locked and his establishment had the key. It's just a small loose thread.
The fuck's he on about, kids? You hear that, Kuno? He thinks you're an infant or something.
See?
The lieutenant nods, then looks back into the trash container.
Так, пищевые отходы
It's
остались.
just organic waste, cold and slimy on your hands. What's this? A blue piece of plastic sticks out from the apple peels. It's shiny. Looks like something larger. A clipboard. A blue plastic clipboard with moist papers hanging from it. They look badly damaged, but you can still make out forms and notes, written in a man's handwriting.
Планшет. Это не такой планшет, типа как iPad, да? А планшет это, то есть такая фигня с клипсой. Куда ты там документы, ну, бумаги, короче, можешь прикреплять. Раньше такое было. Давно не видела таких планшетов.
Officer, is that your paperwork? It is. Look, the plastic has the RCM street grid on it. You've even got an autopsy form in there. If you don't mind me asking, how did this get in the trash?
Я вообще без понятия.
What are you talking about? I don't know either. You should take stock of your notes. Make sure it's all there. Official notes contain informants' names. If some have fallen into the hands of the RCM's adversaries, bloodletting may well ensue. It would also not hurt to start taking notes on the case. Now, tell me what your eagle eyes see. Or are we finished?
Some items, such as the ledger you found, are interactable. Go to your inventory and select the Interact tab to read your paperwork.
Wow, an Armistice caliber 50 knock cannon, half wrapped in paper tissues. So shiny. It's a giant rifle, and it's very expensive. Not as expensive as that fat string of pearls snaking around the rotten banana peels, however. And is that Cordon Electric's preamp with Electra F2 tubes? It is. That catches quite a price. We're talking 12,000. That's too bad, because none of those things are actually in there. There's just food waste and crisp wrappings. All you see is a broken mug with a racist depiction of the yellow man frolicking in saffron, only in its social sensibility.
You've acquired an interactable item. Investigate this item further by going to the interactive...
The container sounds a muffled gong.
That's one thing off the list. I think we got it all.
Magnesium-based life form. We tell them, hell no. You're about to become a magnesium-based life form. The age of the primitive carbon man is done. No longer must mankind rely on It's just a racist mug. What's there to read here? Oh boy, here we go. What are you going to say about the broken, tossed-away mug that you dug out of the garbage?
Нифига она не смешная.
But it was in the trash. Why not just call it out when you see it? Or... It's the ledger you found in the trash. A pitiful cabbage of white and yellow papers hanging from plastic board, barely held together by a metal clip. This sad display is made complete by the faint smell of urinal cleaner. There's a piece of toilet paper, or is it cleaning tissue? No, it's toilet paper. It's a metaphor for you. Thank you, waterlogged ledger, for spelling it out for us. It's just toilet paper sticking to the back of the plastic clipboard. You can take it off if you want. Still wet, the toilet paper peels off the plastic easily. All you have to do is shake it off with your finger and, voila, an aluminium block runs the width of the board, biting down on the paperwork. Its crocodile teeth are the only thing keeping the papers together. The surface is interrupted by a silvery sticker. It's rectangular. Looks like an official mark, made to be low visibility outside the right circumstance. It is similar to the RCM watermark on your blazer the lieutenant mentioned. Didn't he say something about the headlights of his motor carriage? That you can read these there?
What? Yes, halogen watermark used for adding information to RCM property. It depends. Aside from an anti-counterfeiting stamp, mine has my station number and address. The information varies by date of issue.
Maybe yours will have how many cases you've solved.
Okay.
While a bunch of sodden papers sag from the clipboard in your hand, it's a sorry sight. They're not exactly white. They're yellowed in patches by sunlight and alcohol, and covered in dense blue handwriting. Once in a while, there's a red stamp that exclaims, "Case files, commit to paper." The case files themselves are plenty. You count more than 100 sodden, crumpled up, work, strife, poverty, the Jamrock Quarter. These are handwritten logs of investigations dating back to January 51, this year. The exact number is hard to estimate, due to missing pages and an odd naming convention. It's the middle of March. You have attempted 2 cases a
Ну и
week
нифига
on
ничего не
average.
закрывали.
What do you
Пиздец.
mean? Is that all?
Huh? 2 complex cases to undertake is a lot, yes. You really have to push yourself. I would not suggest it, lest you start making mistakes. 2? That's a lot. I didn't mean to say you are making mistakes, by the way. That was presumptuous of me. It's okay. We all make mistakes.
Вот такой компромиссный, я ж прям не могу. До жопы компромиссный.
Like a fan of girls, the checkered papers dry in your hand. The handwriting is extremely dense. The notebook is annual. It says 51 on what remains of its cover. A molten strap of cardboard. Everything prior to this must have belonged to a previous... Yes, it appears you employ a, shall we say, robust yet literary system. Each investigation, a title, one might say even. One that draws inspiration from snoop fiction and vespertine cop show staples. Yes, all caps. One is called The Next World Mural. Others appear more light-hearted. The guy's on a couch in an unexpected location. And it's going to take an effort to piece these case files together, but it can be done. Once you're done inspecting them up close.
You mean the alphanumeric? Officer, precinct, time of arrival at the scene? Oh, you mean the titular? Yes, well, so do I. In our defense, almost everyone in the RCM does. It's a holdover from the early days of the RCM, right after the revolution, when the organization had little idea how to do things. It persists in an unofficial capacity. Officers use these titles to refer to their work among themselves. Again, in your defense, I seem to have named one the man with the hole in his head. That was a real person. His death was real. Still, I named it that, to amuse myself. I pray his loved ones never find out. Rail spiked through the head. He died. It was a workplace accident.
No.
There is, for precisely one more. 15 pages near the end remain untouched. Once all the tasks are accomplished, the case is complete. The tasks you've completed flow out of the kind green ape pen in a brash freehand similar to the rest of the letters. The wording comes inspect the victim's body, interview the cafeteria. It's not exactly poetry, but poetry would be out of a satisfying slash sounds across the paper. You're done. Things to be done and things already done. The composition of reality.
No, actually. Any ideas?
Демоны ярости живут в зеркалах. Говно на палке.
Great. That's great. That's actually what I was thinking too. The Hanged Man. I'm going to start calling it the Hanged Man. It's good we sorted this out.
Так.
You don't exactly close them, so much as distance yourself from the smelly papers. They're a little further from your nose now. Yes, you can piece them together using the alphanumeric code on the margin. It always begins with HDB41, then date of initialization and time of arrival on the scene, followed by the title. Why, yes, your precinct number is 41. Every last alphanumeric in the files begins with it. And these are your case files. It's safe to say HDB are your initials. That is improbable. It takes about half an hour to piece one together using the system you've devised. Where do you want to start? Not much has changed in the meanwhile. A bunch of sodden papers still. In the back, you see thin, translucent copy paper, some neon yellow, some bright red, all covered in boxes. Then rip them from the binder and hand them out. According 3. The topmost are misconduct fines. The middle ones are stuff. You don't have to be an intellectual giant to do police work. The rest of the stinking cellulose is much worse for wear. It's made of dark blue plastic, hard enough to beat someone to submission with. The edges are rounded, however. The U4 size book, something rattles inside, ever so light, and something small inside. Light, permeables. It's not hidden per se. The compartment is made for the plastic shimmers like lapis lazuli, but it is not see-through. With your hands, U4-sized pages hang from the clip screwed to the top of the board. Is not what you end up doing. You squeeze the plastic to slide it open, but nothing happens. The ledger quivers in your hand. As it shakes, the pages rustle. This pathetic mess, suddenly afraid of you. The acidic stench of rotting food is rubbed off on the cellular, like the bits they put into public piss bowls, probably called Fermi Discrete, or Axel, or something. At some point in its journey, remember when I said the smell of the upstairs bathroom was so rank they should have sent a poet to describe it? Maybe you should pay more attention then? Anyway, what your nose is trying to tell you is, the ledger was dropped into a toilet in the whirling in rags by you. The toilet cleaner in your room smells exactly the same.
Ну это потом буду с этим делать.
It's just a racist mug.
Давай стойкость еще прокачаем. Ой, як мене.
There he still is, looking right through you. As you breathe
Ура,
in,
всё,
the
наконец.
odor comes over you. It's a smell of the mind telling you to run, and your stomach to ring it. It's a puzzle. What's hanging in front of you is a puzzle of decaying flesh, tattoos. The man before you is naked, but for a pair of underpants and enamel boots. His skin is greenish, marbled with decaying veins, and blotched by lividity. A fading web of tattoos covers his chest and shoulders. The cargo belt used to fasten him to the branch above appears industrial. The material appears to be ceramic. Its clean white stands in stark contrast to the decaying flesh above the knee. The man wore thick polymer socks, probably for padding. A fine, delicate, and fragile. They feel alien to the world around you. Out of place. These are clearly not boots. They're armor. Possibly part of a larger set.
Это не просто ботинки, да? Это часть брони, которую с него сняли.
Indeed. Technically speaking, these are sabatons, not boots.
Сабатоны.
Oh, the lieutenant uses a memo technique, A6. That's not just any notebook. It's a classic. It's clearly some manner of super armor, or future armor. Super future armor.
Ceramic plate. Zirconium dioxide, most likely. This is where the make would be. Under the heel. Fair weather. Fair weather model T500 VE. I'm guessing that's vitreous enamel. This is advanced stuff. Piece by piece. He's been out here for 7 days. It would be we should keep a lookout for these species. The armor could yield information. This is one thing he might actually... No, I think he had something precious underneath the clothes. They had to remove the jeans and shirts we found to get to it. And this kind of armor is often worn under
Под одежду. Нифига себе.
Nice. That makes sense.
They usually hang them completely naked for that. La puta madre, the Mazda, the besmirties and the like.
Fucking talking about underpants.
Clearly, Kuno would like to interject something here. but there's not enough for him to hold on to.
It is. It's expensive. We've requested similar material for our tactical units for years now. The constabularies deemed it too costly. For a full set, about 4 years of wages.
Нифига себе.
For the northwest region of Revachol, an officer's average yearly income is 5,500 real, unadjusted for rank.
By catching, do you mean let's not log them as evidence? Let's steal them?
Почему нет?
It means disciplinary hearing.
The lieutenant nods often. It's part of his unplastic expression range, communicating both professionalism and sarcasm. This time,
That's for us to find out. Mr. Gart implied he was security personnel for the harbor company. This confirms my own assumptions.
Телефон зарядить.
I agree. This equipment is way beyond what a guard can afford.
a small bell-like sound fills the air, like tap.
It's anything but. This material is a kinetic redistributor. It spreads kinetic and...
Faint, organic lines cover the plates where they separate into smaller ones, like whirls of floorboards. The design looks organic, influenced by highly resistant wood. If trees were made of porcelain, this is what they cross-section. The smooth, glossy surface fractures into ever more intricate interconnections. The whirls are in the shape of a letter and number combination. E50, 100, 1000.
Good. Can you read it to me?
X5415 6745 678 222. Let's lie.
We have a make and a number. That's something. We can use the radio in my kinema when we're done. Either station can chase it for us.
The stench fills your nostrils as you push downward.
Stop! Pig's gonna pull his head off.
Brutal!
Ага, ну ясно.
You're about to pull his head off.
Do it, homo!
Yes, that's what I say. You'll compromise the coroner's case if you do. So
indeed, from this angle, it does look like the neck isn't going to take much.
What are you trying to achieve anyway? Why are you hanging on to that boot?
No.
For a full set of armor, I wouldn't blame you. But these boots are hardly worth a disciplinary hearing. There are better ways to pay a host. There's no way you're getting them off. All the organic matter in his body has been flowing down into the boots.
Ясно.
You're sure there's a way to peel them off. But first, the body needs to be down. And second, it would probably be better if the lieutenant wasn't around. The anticipation makes you crack your fingers. Feels nice. Nice and cracky.
Processing will take care of them. With the situation in the morgue, it will yield nothing. But we must pick our fights. Should we continue?
The cadaver slowly twists on the cog. The hangman's knot is pulled tight by the weight of the corpse below. Yellow, hard-edged polyester cuts into. This is a steel-reinforced cargo lashing belt. Big brother of the regular cargo belt. It's used for tying cargo under 6-rotor airships.
Airlifting. I thought it was used
Перевозок,
on
я
lorry
думаю,
for
такие
strapping
используют для
cargo to
крепления
them.
на грузовиках. Как говорит мой мозг.
The local harbor uses 6 rotors to shuffle
Ты не
containers
используешь
around.
6-винтовые
I
воздушные
get the
суда.
sense they
Такое
use
чувство,
whatever
что
was
они
on hand
схватили
without
первое,
paying much
что
attention to
подвернулось
not
под руку,
incriminating themselves.
и даже не позаботились о собственном алиби.
A noose is one of those things that's
Петля для
easier to use
виселицы.
one
Такая
way
штука,
around.
которую проще затягивать с одной стороны.
That ladder can't carry a grown man.
Ну вот именно.
I didn't see any splintering either, did you? I think they lassoed the branch, then pulled on the belt to close the buckle.
Could be. The shape of the branch supports the theory.
I'm still approaching this as a lynching, yes, motivated by the ongoing strike. You? %70 of the cases I get are just filling in the blanks on the initial report. This belt worries me. I was afraid it would be. Thin steel wiring, parallel strands. This makes getting him down more problematic than I had assumed.
The cadaver hangs from the cup. An intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso, from the right shoulder to the solar plexus. Each time they intersect, a small white star is formed in their crossing. Hundreds of fading asterisks riddle his skin. Their concentration is highest around his heart.
Of no nation that I know of. If anything, it reminds me of religious illumination, last or penultimate century. Men who live harsh lives. I agree.
He wears a wide leather belt around his waist and a gun holster under. He takes a thin piece of milled aluminium from his coat pocket and pulls it open. Sounds like a sword being unsheathed.
Shit, Kuno! What the fuck is that?
An instant color camera.
Стоят две ампулы с металлическими крышками, и защелкивает их в отсеке на боку аппарата. Светится тонкая
I
щелочка.
have only 2 ampoules, so nobody move. I don't want to waste one.
A sound, a shrill flash, followed by the breaking of a small ampoule of glass. You see streams of color pour onto the thick, glossy piece of paper, rolling out.
In case we need it.
Поясняет лейтенант, трясет листок, просушивая его на холодном ветру. На листке полноценное изображение покрыто татуировками груди погибшего. Все равно ничего не понятно.
It contains insight to the victim's person. By his build, I'd say this was a man of physical violence. The story he wanted his body to tell was important to him. It is his letter. To us. Someone should decipher it. We'll need to hear a souvenir. Don't lose it.
The glassy-eyed corpse looks by. His mouth, his eyes are milky white and blind to the world. Dark brown hair grows on his head. His face is ready to explode from the organic processes inside.
Давай
The
попробуем.
death's head, the corpse,
Ну, конечно,
is
да,
dead
логично.
silent.
Who is he? He is male, 4250, with an athletic build.
The corpse looks right through you as you distance yourself from its stench. Eyes like a shark.
Are you sure we finished the preliminary examination of the
Да,
cadaver?
да, уже все.
We might miss some of these things once he's down. So am I.
Армированный стальными волокнами ремень представляет серьезное затруднение. Я принес болторез, но не пойму, с какой стороны ему лучше
He
подойти.
doesn't actually think the challenge is unique. He thinks it's...
The cadaver is a good 1.2 meters up. Neither one of us can reach the belt without assistance. And even if we do, there's the question of cutting the airship strength material. I was really hoping we wouldn't. The Union appeared to be suspect in this case. It seems like a dangerous route to go down.
But what other options? The corpse...
Someone else? You mean like...
What was that about processing, then? Weren't they supposed to take care of the boots? Why don't they help?
Sadly, yes. The whole RCM is out there right now, doing the exact same thing we are. Are we in a rush to help them? I know it's hard, but I assure you, the others won't climb up there and saw the branch? There has to be a less risky way, with less falling down of trees. We are not getting him down already. Not getting him down is a task that's already accomplished. Sadly, it's not our job to...
How do you plan to get him down then? With social sensibility?
Боже мой.
Are you
Yeah! Bang bang time, pig! Shoot his head off!
How?
Where the buckle ties the rope to the branch. That's a good spot to aim.
Пряжка удерживает канат.
Where? Ah, yes, I see. If the shot hits that, there...
Yeah, now we're talking. Entertain the Kuno with...
They'll miss! The pigs will miss Kuno!
Silence. With his elbow sharp, the lieutenant unzips his and produces a lightweight firearm. He drops a paper cartridge in the barrel, separates the scouring stick, and gives the cartridge 5 tucks,
Я что-то боюсь, сейчас что-то случится.
securing it in place. That's a Kiel A9090 Armistice, mass-produced muzzle-loader, ascetic, frugal. He then steps back and assumes the fellow's position, taking aim. The corner of his eye twitches. His finger is on the trigger.
He's gonna fucking miss!
The kid's voice is drowned in a shrill blast that echoes off the walls of the surrounding tenements. A cloud of smoke.
God damn it.
Что? Не попал, да?
A lot of things were wrong with that shot. The fellow's was the wrong choice. His shoulders were raised, but the
Fucking idiot! Mookaba asshole!
Kuno could have hit it easy, but then Kuno's not fucking handicapped, is he?
No, we are lucky as it is. We didn't break anything, and the victim remains uncompromised. Any more mistakes could put us in an unfortunate
Ой,
position
бля.
with weapons. We have eyes on us. I didn't do it.
Kuno's sorry too. Kuno feels sorry for the Beano Cloud.
The lieutenant doesn't say a word, just looks at the gun in his hand.
Remain collegial, officer. It was an honest mistake, and I will not repeat it. I have to say, it's beginning to look unlikely we can get...
You know, you don't feel like too bad of a shot yourself.
Давай
It's
я
bad
буду
as it
пробовать.
is, us shooting firearms like punks. Go ahead, I'm not stopping you. Just don't lose it.
I only have one gun!
This is the sorriest pair of pigs.
Yeah, take it, you fucking banana boyka! Take it and shoot yourself in the mouth!
The cold piece of bakelite and gunmetal is surprisingly light. Your fingers fit right through the guard.
The fuck are you waiting for, Kuno? Tell him to shoot...
The buckle comes into focus in your sights. You stand with your feet planted firmly in the ground.
Сейчас что-то
Why
будет.
don't you just shoot yourself in your mouth? At least you won't miss.
Блин, 42%. Блин.
Your field of view narrows. The branch slowly moves, becoming in time the slow movement of the branch in the wind, and your shoulders directing the...
Look, he's crying! You gonna cry now, fucking faggoty?
Пожалуйста, пожалуйста. Да! Да!
The buckle explodes into tiny pieces, coming loose with a whir.
Да!
With your hand numb from the recoil, you look at the body slump down. For a moment, the man looking straight at you, helpless, trapped within
Communism.
Кто тебя убил? Коммунизм.
It takes a millisecond for the association to flash within your cortex. You have no idea where it's coming from. Then the rigor in his muscles gives up, and he smashes sideways into the spring mud, letting out a horrid stench.
By being a damn good shot. Ace is high.
The Ace is High, a custom invented by the aerostatic brigades during the revolution, is used to celebrate success in Revachol, especially in sports. The gesture is the lieutenant takes a little hop to perform the customary salutation. Your palm hurts.
I knew these guys were.
Kuno cracks with laughter. Sounds like someone strangling a seagull.
I knew they suck each other off.
We will perform a field autopsy and determine the cause of death. But before...
Slumped on the ground like that has not improved the way the corpse smells.
Ну да.
It looks like I feel like taking a break from the stench. I'm sorry to interrupt the jubilations here. Just a little breather before we do the autopsy. In the meantime, we should try to interview Evrard Clare, the leader of the Union. Harbor property was clearly used in the hanging. The harbor just east of here. Getting in might... Or we could ask around for the representative of the logistics company. My initial information say the...
You could ask the gardener for directions.
Yeah. Австро-валийская гражданская война была не первой, в которой обе стороны использовали аэростаты, но зато оказалась самой длинной. 8 лет многовинтовые воздушные суда сновали в небе между Ревашолем, Озоном, Фас-Аля-Мером и Ахкатскими островами. Проносясь над песчаными берегами, они палили друг в другу из бортовых орудий, падали в море и обломками опускались на дно. О боже мой, у меня уже столько... Уже слишком много всего.
An intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso. The pattern still kind of has an ethnic feel to it, but nothing for you to discover. You've gotten as someone who knows about history could tell you. Gone.
Так, ну это стойкость, это ладно, хер с ним. Что-то как-то не шибко понятно. знаю, или эквилибристика. Блин, не знаю. Ну, наверное, на сегодня все. Уже и так слишком, блин, капец, много играю. Надо заканчивать с этим.